First, I got to talk about Will Levis and his huge debut this last week. Now, quarterbacks I don't typically have in the top 10, and he's no exception. There is a little bit of downside we'll talk about, but man, it's tough to discount the fact that Will Levis went 19 of 29, 238 yards, and 4 touchdowns in his first NFL action. Crazy stuff for him. You got to go check this out. If you're QB needy, you don't typically get smash debuts like this. He also had 7 rushes for 11 yards. Interestingly enough, 6 of those were designed rushing attempts, and that's really important. A lot of people comparing Will Levis for the howitzer arm for some plus mobility. He actually averaged more rush yards per game in college than Bryce Young, CJ Stroud. A lot of people drew your poor man's Josh Allen type of comparisons here for him. And we did see that type of big play upside, that type of mobility, the broken plays in the pocket and still able to let it sling. I'm not saying he's even close to Josh Allen or what his career will be, but the fact that he has a similar skill set that has yielded such huge fantasy goodness for people in the past, that yielded him, Will Levis himself, 26.6 fantasy points this last week, is definitely an intriguing sign that if you lost Kirk Cousins, that if you are just streaming QBs week to week, go out and check for him. He actually has, Will Levis, the 6 best quarterback schedule remaining. So definitely a guy to go out there, check out, see if he's out there in your leagues. An absurd 12.3 average depth of target as well. So they were letting Will Levis sling, and he certainly was up to the occasion. A couple red flags have to be. One, how was this even a competition between him and Malik Willis? Why was that going to be a split entering this week? How could he not have earned this job sooner? I don't know. I don't really care at this point because just passing the eyeball test on the real-life NFL field, we had him killing it, Will Levis. But you also got to keep in mind that only 3 of his non-TD throws went for first downs. Ultimately was not consistently moving the chains. He's not a guarantee to keep the job should they want to go back to Tannehill. I don't think they do that. I imagine he played well enough, and they do have this season pretty much with the eyes towards the future, the Titans do. So I don't think it will go backtracking, and it's not, but just one of those things. You got to have a little bit of red tape with Will Levis's name, despite the humongous upside we saw from this guy in his debut. What is up, you fantasy wolf? Thanks so much for tuning in. If you haven't already, share your thoughts in the comments, check out some more videos, and join the newest Wolfpack by subscribing below.